Now you listen to me, chat. Now you listen to me. We're good. You listen to me. It was 2 minutes. Oh, you're late. Oh, you're so late. Oh, late. Late, late, late. Oh, you're so late. Late, late, late. You freaking poopy buttholes. Wait, what? There better not be any gambling. Chat! Chat! Okay, cool. Shut it down. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the show. Welcome to this week. And for better or worse, there's not a lot of news going on. And you know what that means? We're going to have to talk about this fucking ridiculous rumor that is quite interesting. Probably not real. I mean, look, I don't know. We're going to find out together. We're going to go on a journey together. And we're going to figure out if this thing about Jeff Loveness is true. Because there's some circumstantial evidence to suggest that Jeff Loveness, who, frankly, as far as we know, is still writing Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. We don't have that confirmed. Jeff Snyder has reported that he's no longer writing it, and it seems like he's off of it. He hasn't come out to defend against that. So in all likelihood, he is probably not doing it. Guys, this dude might have been a scooper, okay? And it's really funny to go back and look at some of the stuff that was going on and think, oh shit, that could have actually been Jeff Loveness? Wow. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about all of that because it's a really interesting rumor. We also have today James Gunn talking about how he's going to stop debunking stuff on the internet. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Said for a while, and you could check the tapes. I actually said it before he and I had our little squabble, that he should stop doing that, and that's not a good way to do things, mostly because you will be used as a way to triangulate what is real or what is not, right? What you are willing to come out and debunk and what you are not willing to come out and debunk will be held up as evidence as far as the legitimacy of whatever leak, scoop, or rumor is out there. That's just very basic logic. Like, you shouldn't have done that. And so he's finally going to stop doing that, which is interesting. We'll talk about that. And I don't know, guys. That's kind of it. There's really nothing else going on. You know, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Real talk. 100% honesty here, okay? Let me sip my coffee and I'll tell you the truth, okay? It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot. I was gonna title the stream today "No News." I'm talking about Warhammer, and I was gonna make the thumbnail. You know that fat version of my face that's out there? I was gonna put my fat face on one part of it, and then the Emperor on the other, the Emperor of Mankind, and I was just gonna talk about Warhammer all day. So look, if you want, if you would be down, we could do that. You know what I mean? Like, we could just talk about Warhammer all day. I'd be down. I'd be down to go on a deep dive and talk all about it. Now, before we get into any of the news today... Wait, Kendall, nah? Oh, bro, you just wait. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, everybody's mad. Okay, so before we get into that news, I do want to say just a couple of things for show notes. This week, guys... should be just a regular schedule. We were going to have a Nerdventure stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. And it's kind of a big one because we're going to decide what we want to do for the member drive whether or not I'm actually going to put shaving my head up as an option or not. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. I don't know. I would love for somebody to come up with better ideas than me shaving my head for it. So we'll talk about that tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the Nerdventure stream. And the reason we're driving for memberships is, number one, because I never talk about memberships, and it is absolutely the best way to support the channel. And it's honestly pretty awesome. Like, you do get a lot of really cool benefits for being a member. But we are having a Nerdvengers meetup, the first ever Nerdvengers meetup this year at New York Comic Con. So if you're going to be hanging out at New York Comic Con, or if you were looking for something to do that's cool and you're a Nerdventure member, come on by for that. It's going to be a really, really good time. We'll have more details on that in the weeks to come. Nose ring. Show the idea I had. Man, I just remember getting really triggered by your idea. What was it? Let me see. Oh, yeah. That tattoo. No. No way, bro. So we'll figure it out. We'll come up with something cool, man. I definitely want to do something. I think the tattoo is a cool idea. And we'll do like a Nerdvengers tattoo or something like that. Where did I get this hat? Oh, where did I get this hat? Heroes and Villains, I think. Heroes and Villains is the site and the thing. So a public James Gunn apology. Wow. Wow. JJ Limon with a 5 gifted. Holy crap. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate the love. And welcome all ye new Nerdvengers. A water dunk tank? Yeah, I've thought about something like that. Yeah. A tongue ring? Hell nah. You could dye your hair pink or something. I thought about that. We could do something like that. A face tattoo? Nah, fam. Like, I'm sorry. That's just not for me. That's just not for me. Even the regular tattoo is going to suck. I'm going to be such a baby about it, too. You guys think it's really cool, and you think it's so fun until you're there with me when I'm getting my tattoo, and I'm like, hold my hand. Hold my hand. Yeah, now that I think about it, you guys will actually probably love that, too. Dye your beard? I don't know about that, man. Comic-Con was cool like 10 years ago. The fuck, bro? Since becoming a Nerdventure member, I've grown by 6 inches, not in height. Oh, damn! Oh, damn! Results may vary, blah, 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 blah. Don't sue me, bro. Imagine tongue ring streams. Ugh. Are you going to go see the new Mission Impossible? Hell yeah, I'm going to see that new Mission Impossible, bro. Shit looks good. I'll read this the way you wrote it. You jav to stream watching Andor while wearing an I Heart Reva shirt. Holy fuck. Cruel. I'm pretty sure there are like constitutional amendments against that kind of shit. That seems like cruel and unusual punishment to me. I'm pretty sure there are laws against that. Damn, we're already in Q&A. No news, really? I mean, dude, there's no news. What do you want me to say? There's no news. Okay, so let's talk about Jeff fucking Loveness. Here we go. Sorry about the... I'm going to try to swear less, too. Just out of curiosity, for those of you that have been watching the channel for some time, how many times have I tried to not swear as much? Do you think? Because I've tried it before, okay? It hasn't worked. Yeah. How many times? I don't give a shit. Perfect answer. Yeah, I've tried a couple times. The truth is, like, here's the thing. Like, I don't even think I swear this much. Just, like, well, when I'm with the homies, I probably do. But, like, the thing is, for whatever reason, these streams really just feel... like, because it has to just, like, go. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm in a very casual vibe when I stream. And when I'm in a casual vibe and I'm just trying to, like, be entertaining and just kind of go off of the seat of my pants or whatever, yeah, I drop a couple swears in there. Okay? Jeez. Any freaking ways, guys. So let's talk about this Jeff Loveness stuff here. I must say two things. Number one, this is just a rumor. I don't even know how this got out there. it was probably another scooper. And they what's up, Star Wars? They started to talk about the fact that Loveness was a scooper, okay? Now, last time on Dragon Ball Z, our hero, Jeff Loveness, had apparently been let go of writing the Kang Dynasty, okay? But not just that. What's up, Danny? Not just that. Apparently also was let go before the writer's strike. Okay? So what I need from you guys to do is get out a pen and pencil or just use your brain parts. Maybe grab some visual cues next to you. Because we need to like have this line up in the timing, okay? So Jeff, from what we've heard from Snyder, let go of writing duties on Kang Dynasty before the writer's strike even happened. Okay? On top of that, you will recall a couple of months ago, also before the writer's strike, Kevin Feige went full on Thanos on the largest Marvel's subreddit on the planet. This was a mecca of sorts for leakers and scoopers and the leaking community. This thing had damn near 1 million subscribed to members. It likely had way beyond that in foot traffic. Massive thing. And for whatever reason, back then, Kevin Feige went hard on this thing. We're talking lawsuits, dude. They fucking sued Google. They sued Reddit. They tried to get them to give up the names of the anonymous users that were in charge of that subreddit. And one of the reasons that they did this was because of a crazy leak that happened before Quantumania, where you damn near got the whole script leaked out. Now, it wasn't actually the whole script. What it was subtitling that then got leaked over there. And the thing about that is, if Marvel can prove, and some of that is due to where this was hosted. I think it was hosted in a Google file. That's why Google was sued or subpoenaed. If it's copywritten material, if it's material that's owned by Disney, and an employee or somebody that has access to that material puts it on another website for sharing, then that's breach of contract. That's copyright material. There are grounds by which Disney could get that shit removed, but also like sue to try to figure out how it got out there, right? So a lot of us were just like, okay, well, they flew way too close to the sun with that particular leak. You know, that is what it is. Exhibit C. You also recall, if you're like me and you're really into the scooping leaking community, you will recall that the account known as The Watcher randomly decided to go bye-bye around that same time. So here's the thing. It's probably fucking Jeff Loveness. It's like, I don't know what else to say. Like, look at this stuff. Look at this stuff. This is from The Watcher. This is The Watcher retweeting. Okay? Loveness hate train annoying as fuck right now. This is The Watcher retweeting somebody that says, I mean, did you really think he wasn't going to do interviews? People are asking the choices he made. Right. However, not all the choices people are criticizing were his. There's clearly a Loveness hate train going on, which I don't think is deserved. It just feels like he is being left to deal with the backlash all by himself and his sock puppet accounts. I mean, all by himself, and everyone else who worked on it is silent. Feeding that man to the wolves, but where is Peyton Reed? Why do they keep letting Jeff Loveness do interviews? It almost seems cruel to me at this point. Yeah. So look, we don't know, right? But damn, was this picking up some stream and some traction people thought it was really, really funny. A lot of like scoopers are coming forward to like say that they are Jeff Loveness, which is also hilarious. Like the Oracle here, why are people DM calling me Jeff Loveness? I'm not. What the fuck? You know? This guy says, wait a minute. Remember when Marvel Studios was trying to get Reddit to reveal the identity of any moderators on the Marvel Studios spoilers subreddit? Yeah. A new rumor. Okay, yeah. Also, some people drug up some old tweets by him that were really, really funny. Like, there was one where he was talking about, like, Marvel flopping, doing crazy stuff to Marvel. Oh, and for the record, Jeff has actually come out and said, nah, that's not me. Didn't leak anything. All bogus. He actually came out and said that. He replied to one of these tweet threads. I just gotta say, man, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Like, it means he's aware of these accounts and the conversations that are going on with these accounts. Like, why would you do that? I'm not saying he is the scooper, but I'm saying that's a little sus, bro. Like, randomly showing up in a comment thread on Twitter and being like, nah, this thing in this obscure thread here is definitely not true. All bogus. Never leaked anything. Okay. Well, maybe this is why. Because he's getting tagged and shit too, right? Because people are starting to tag him, right? Okay, so this thread I found kind of interesting. Honestly, I wish Marvel all the best on their huge flop. Jesus Christ. So excited I can finally share my script punch up for Infinity War. Apparently he's just been deleting tweets and shit too. This one's actually kind of funny. Thanos is here. He has a glove. This is my glove. Give me your rocks. Magneto, is your glove metal? Yes. Thanos is dead. Movie over now. I mean, that's kind of funny. I don't know what he's doing. He's going on some stuff. People are deleting tweets. It's pretty wild. So here's okay, so here's the question, right? Number one, do you guys think this is real? Like, let's go to the polls. Let's go to the polls. Okay? And I've presented the evidence. I think in a good way. It's real, says Raccoon. I know, right? Please get the spider off the screen. This guy might have been the one that started it all. Jeff Loveness was a scooper. Which one? I don't know who. Just that he was caught with a second account posting relevant details. Holy shit. What if it comes out that he actually was, dude? I mean, the timing kind of lines up, bro. Some people are saying, watch My Time to Shine end up being Jeff Loveness. That would be pretty wild, right? Wow. 63% of me say it's real. Dude, I need to know what that conversation is like. Like, Kevin Feige brings Jeff Loveness in, and like they have the account pulled up, like the Watcher account, right? Dude, like what's that conversation like? You know? But like, so, because like technically speaking, if they can prove that he did leak it, that's like damages. I don't think he leaked the script. Like, why would he leak the script that way? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you just leak some details about shit and just keep it moving? You know, it's really curious. This kind of goes into a bigger conversation here, guys, about the anonymous scoopers, right? And it's kind of interesting. I actually spoke to a gentleman at the Washington Post about all this sort of stuff. And it's kind of crazy because, dude, we don't know who these scoopers are, right? Like, there are a lot of these anonymous scoopers at this point, but there are actually only a couple that are consistently really reliable. And it's like, who are these people? Because it's not outside of the realm of possibility. Like, even here, I'll give you an example. Even when Victoria Alonso got the boot, there were people that thought Victoria Alonso was a scooper. And it's like, okay, but what do they get out of it? You know what I mean? Like, is it just like a kleptomaniac thing where it feels like you're stealing from the company, or you're like putting out this interesting stuff because it just, you know, it's going to get you clout or whatever? Because clout doesn't equal money, right? Like, Daniel has a Patreon, and I'm sure his Patreon's actually like fairly successful because he's legitimately one of the best scoopers around. And a lot of these newer scoopers, they just steal his shit and put it out on social media, and then they get their clout. It's like trickle down cloutonomics, right? But some of these other people, like My Time to Shine, like, she doesn't make any money. There was a time where she was like shilling some NFTs, but like, I see no evidence to suggest that she made any money doing that. So like, what's the deal? Why would you even do that? Okay. One of my theories on it is that some of these folks are more legitimate on other accounts, but they create the fake scooper accounts to leak the stuff that they're not allowed to leak according to their own sources, so that then they can talk about the reports on their original account. Did that make any sense? Do you understand what I'm saying here? So let's just say you're, let's call it the Marvel fan war site, marvelfanwar.com. Okay, let's say that, and let's say you have some kind of an actual relationship with Marvel, and you have some kind of access, and you know some things. But when you hear stuff from a source, sometimes the source will say, "Yeah, but you can't repeat this. You can't talk about this. But here's what's going on." That even happens to me, right? And you got to respect the sources and whatnot. But what if you were to then make a sock puppet account and leak it on there? And then all of a sudden, like, you go back to your source, right? And you're like, well, this rando account knows about this shit. That's crazy. I don't know what's going on. I guess we can all talk about it now. And then everybody gets to talk about it, right? So some of it could be that. But I also feel like that's just so risky that, don't you think these people would like get found out? You know what I mean? You said My Time to Shine was Grace Randolph on a stream. No, I said that I thought she was. I don't actually think that anymore, by the way. I don't think that she is Grace Randolph. I don't even think... I have my doubts as to whether she is even a she. Yes, that's right. Hello, my name is Jeff, and I am a scooper. Yeah, I thought about that too. So who are these people? It's kind of interesting because at the end of the day, especially Daniel, right? Like, I almost think that Daniel has to either be somebody in the highest levels of Marvel, or he has to have access to some people at the highest level of Marvel. Wouldn't it be crazy if wouldn't it be crazy if Feige actually got him? What if Feige actually got them, man? So you know where I'm going with this one? Do you know where I'm going next? Jeff Loveness is a double agent. Okay, dude, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Are you ready? Jeff Loveness is a double agent. We're about to shit on Jeff Loveness for a while. All the reports are going to be out there that he got fired, that he was a scooper, etc., etc. All of these different things. All of a sudden, guys, it's going to come out. Oh shit, he's not fired. He's still making the movie, and it was all just to prove who the fakos are, and maybe Jeff Snyder is one of them, and maybe it's fucking somebody else, and what if Feige actually gets him? Because if you get rid, like, here's the thing. Like, I actually like these people. I guess as much as you can like an anonymous person that you know absolutely nothing about. I like these people, right? But if he really did, like, I'm just telling you straight up, like, this is just what it is. If he really did get rid of these 2 to 3 people that actually are very, very reliable, the entire scooping game changes overnight. What if this is the beginning? What if this is the start? That's actually Feige-y? Yeah, that is a bit Feige-y, isn't it? A new hero would arise. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so that's sort of the first story. I don't know, man. Maybe Jeff Loveness is just getting caught with some strays here. You know, maybe he's actually just done from Avengers because Quantumania was absolute poopy butthole. And maybe that's just what it is, you know. But there's also the possibility that he was the Watcher, that the Watcher's account got taken down right at that time when he realized they were on to him. Jeff was apparently fired right around that time. The Marvel Studios spoilers subreddit was blown up right around that time. I mean, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. So we'll wait and see on that. Now, next bit of news that we're going to talk about, and let's see, how long did I stretch that first one out there? What are we looking at here? 27 minutes. I'm pretty good at what I do. Okay, let's get into the next one. Ready? And then we're talking about Warhammer all stream, just because Kendall doesn't want me to. James Gunn, debunker of rumor. No more? No more? A change of heart? A change of strategy? A realization? Here we go. James Gunn says, I'm getting barraged with bullshit DC rumors this morning. I'll just reiterate the general rule not to believe anything unless it comes from me or Peter. But unless, first of all right, I'm going to try to be nice. But unless it's especially egregious, I'm going to slow down on the calling shit out. Sorry, I know it's one of my favorite traditions. There are 3 reasons as for this. Number 1, some people are making up lies to get attention from me or to get clicks, and I don't want to encourage that. Okay, fair. 2, I've read 100 rumors this morning. One of them is half true. Brother, you are addicted to Twitter. I've read fucking why? I don't know. I've read 100 posts about shit I care about deeply ever. Okay, anyway. One of them is half true. So I don't want to be used as a way for people to throw nonsense at the wall until something sticks. 3, I'm storyboarding Superman Legacy and I don't have the time. Have a great day. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So, it seems that even in this statement, he can't be fully honest, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. That's not what matters. What matters is the outcome. And the outcome is He's going to stop getting... Dude, I have seen this guy comment on posts with 2 likes on them. 2 likes on them. I saw a guy tweeting about Rocket feeling bad at the end of the movie because of realizing how much shit everybody had to go through to try to save him. And this motherfucker came in there on a post unprovoked with 2 likes and came, why would Rocket feel bad? Dude, get off Twitter. And it looks like that's what's going on. So at the end of the day, this is probably a W either way. No matter what, it's going to be much better. And this is something that, in all seriousness, I've been talking about since because he was doing this before he got the DC job, was, you know, getting out on social media and trying to smash down rumors, et cetera, et cetera. You know, famously saying that Grace Randolph spouts bullshit, you know what I mean? Which, I mean, a little bit, of course, but I actually think she's got incredible sources. So, yeah, this is probably going to be good. Maybe the studio was like, we actually really like Lehman Lurgan as well, James. And so it's really fucked up that your stupid internet posting war beef has now taken him off the list. So, yeah, good news all around. Less James Gunn on Twitter is a W as far as I'm concerned. Thoughts, chat? Thoughts on that one? He's tweeted about storyboarding in a writer's strike. That's true. That's true. But don't worry, because if you call him out on it, he will have a really well-crafted paragraph of bullshit to defend himself. I could be an SJW, but she's now gone into Super Karen God route. Are you talking about Grace? Yeah, I mean, dude, sometimes her takes are so outlandish, I literally have to stop watching the video. But I think at the end of the day, like, something I realized about just Grace and for me personally is, like, when it comes to, like, her business mind, she's really insightful. When it comes to, like, breaking stuff down or having good sources, I think she's really good. Her takes on the actual stuff, though, is, like, where she loses me. Like, her takes on the product and her, like, insistence on, you know, optics and messaging and all this stuff, it drives me crazy. So, I still get a lot of value out of her content, but I just know when I'm going to check out. I know when it's not a good match for me, you know? James Gunn is the GOAT. I mean, James Gunn is a great filmmaker. He is really, really good at making movies. I'll never deny him that. I will be up front, though, and say his style is not my favorite. It doesn't mesh well with my personal taste. But as far as being the head of the company, I mean, look, this is a good first step. It really, frankly, all jokes aside, doesn't matter how he's going to spin it. Him being off Twitter is good for the actual company, and that's what matters. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Don't stop swearing. It's the best part of your commentary. Right. Okay. Right on, man. Guess I won't stop swearing. Okay. What other stories are out there? What other stuff should we talk about before we go full in on Warhammer? Have you heard of Warhammer, by the way? Have you guys ever heard of Warhammer? Can I just talk to you a little bit about Warhammer? I would just like, do you have a spare moment for me to just talk about the holy God Emperor of mankind? Would that be okay? Do you have a minute? One of the let me TLDR something that's going on for tomorrow, because I'm like so excited about this tomorrow. You got 2 minutes. Okay, so check this out. I just got into Warhammer about a year ago. And look, I love it. I'm fucking deep. I'm deep into this shit. A couple of weeks ago, I had a little guys vacation thing that I planned where a bunch of my buddies, like, I basically rented out this suite. I literally built and painted up different armies for them. And I brought all my homies together and we all played Warhammer, and they fucking fell in love with the game. And now they're all building and painting and buying their own armies and completing it. Now, next month, a new edition of Warhammer comes out, 10th edition, okay? And they've been doing previews of every army slowly as we creep towards the release date. And all of my buddies' armies that literally got into the game like a couple fucking weeks ago, all of their armies have been previewed. Not mine. All of their armies have been previewed. And I've had about enough of that shit. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, because tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the greatest army in all of Warhammer, Henry Cavill's favorite army, which hopefully he signed some kind of fucking deal when he started to work with Games Workshop, because Custodes have to be OP. Like, that's probably in the contract somewhere. I'm just going to say it. And if you think I'm kidding, you don't know enough about Henry Cavill. That has to be in the details. The Custodes get previewed tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Oh my God. I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited. A little worried. So excited, a little worried. If they get nerfed and if it looks like they're going to suck, my buddies will be so happy and I will be so pissed. Yeah, so better not. Better not. So they better be stacked to the gills, man. Dark Angels for the win. I'm actually building Dark Angels too. Yeah. Do you guys want to see something that I bought myself? Just a little treat yourself thing. You wanna see a thing? Let me see here. Should I even show you? Will you guys even know how cool it is? Okay, check this out. Okay. That's a custom painted Lionel Johnson. That's the back right there. For my Dark Angels. And I'm starting to try to do, this is the Deathwing color scheme. So I'm starting to try to do this on my other Dark Angels. I know, it looks like Doom, right? Yeah, so Morphonauts is helped me out. We're trying to create some like 3D printed stuff so that I can actually make all of my Dark Angels look or have this like hood and helmet and the cape in the back. I'm going to try to get almost my whole Dark Angels army to kind of look like Deathwing Doctor Doom type characters. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty excited, dude. Should be here by the end of the week. Oh my God, look at it in all of its glory. Woo! Warhammer! What's Warhammer? A tabletop game? Yeah, it's a tabletop, like, miniatures war game. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be good. Doom ate some donuts? You don't say that. Is that going to be Cavill? No, if Cavill, I bet the character that Cavill will go for is a character called Constantine Valdor. Yeah. You can get your entire army professionally painted for like 2K. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I like painting as well. So like what I'm doing with this army is I'm buying this guy and then I'm going to paint my other models based off of this guy. So I'm going to kind of like just pull from this scheme on the other models because I like painting as well. Is it like Risk? I mean, not really. It's more like, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. If you've never played a war game or like a miniatures game, like Star Wars Legion, X-Wing is a really good one. Armada. I played a bunch of the Star Wars ones back in the day. Even something like HeroClix or Mage Knight is pretty close. If you've ever played D&D, it looks like a McDonald's Happy Meal toy. Stream over! Stream over! I'm just gonna go paint Warhammer all day. Think I want? God damn. And let me just say, this costs a little bit more than a Happy Meal toy. Holy shit. What's 40K, Josh? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Okay. Should I go on a little diatribe about Warhammer and why Warhammer is so cool? Can you play alone? No, not really. You can experience the hobby on your own, though. An Eldar Phantom Titan? What? They sent you two? Oh my god. You know what? We're going to go to the polls. We're going to go to the polls. Should I go on a massive Warhammer rant? $40K is how much money you spend over time. Yeah, it's not a cheap hobby. It's definitely not a cheap hobby. You know, even as a D&D nerd, I think you may be too... Oh, dude, I'm too in, bro. I'm too in. Like, and all my buddies caught the bug really, really bad, too. Like, my buddies are literally like... I'll, like, message something on the group chat, and my buddy will be like, yeah, I'm sitting here listening to this 1.5 hour long Luton video about the history of the Imperium while putting together my new Tyranids. Check this out. And I'm just like, holy shit, bro. Like, you are fucking deep right now, bro. My buddy yesterday was talking about how he wants to build... He's like, I'm already thinking of a second army. And he started to think of his second army, and he was talking about the Sisters of Battle. And his, like, sexy waifu armored chicks. And it's so funny because he was getting really into it, and I almost told him, I said, bro, you cannot let your wife find out about a second army. Like, that's gonna put the kibosh. That's going to put the kibosh on that, right? And so then later that night, he's like, yeah, I was really hyped up about it, and I was talking about it, and now I promised I wouldn't start collecting them until next year. Because that's what it is. That shit gets deep. Are the Warhammer Steam games on the same thing, or are they worth playing? Yeah, there's a lot of really good Warhammer games. I've played a couple. I'm really excited for Space Marine 2, which is coming out later this year. But, I mean, I would just research the games. I can't necessarily recommend... I don't know what kind of games you like. So, like, I played a top-down... sort of... It's called Chaos Demon Hunters, I believe. And it was fun, man. But, like, you've got to like that kind of game. If you don't like that kind of game, you're not going to be into it. It's a lot like Baldur's Gate or, like, a little bit like Pathfinder. Dawn of War is good. It's like Halo Wars. Yeah. But if you don't like RTSs, you're not gonna like that. You know? Dude, look at this. We're about 50-50. I'm completely new to Warhammer except some lore videos. How do you recommend getting into it for the first time, especially for someone who doesn't interact with people IRL much? Yeah. Okay, so there's just a ton of good lore channels and stuff that I think you should watch. I would get on some of the Reddits. Maybe follow some Warhammer people on Twitter. But I would say, like, two things. I would say you got to try to get into a local gaming store, even to just purchase something, like even just a singular model or something and some paints and, like, try some stuff out. Because, you know, you'd be surprised what kind of positive social interaction you could have if you go in there. And also, the Warhammer stores themselves, and I'm sure they're not, like, across the board like this, but the one that we went into, man, they were so accommodating and, like, really engaging. And I think you'd have a good experience if you went into a Warhammer store. You would have a good experience and be sent on a good path. You know what I mean? To try to figure it all out. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, I'll talk just a little bit about Warhammer, and then we'll get into Q&A. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to... Because, like, I would literally be like, yo, start the clock. Let's see how long we can go on this, okay? How was the Diamond stream? It was dope, man. It was dope. And by the way, I do think we will have a Nerd Theory tonight. I haven't heard from Theory yet, but I assume we'll be on it tonight. We'll probably talk about some of the Kathleen Kennedy stuff, crazy comments, her possibly messing up Indiana Jones and just where we think that all that is going. So we'll talk about all of that later tonight. So let me just TLDR Warhammer for you guys. So they call it the hobby. They just like refer to it as the hobby, and I think after you get into it, like you'll understand why. And it's a multifaceted game. At the end of the day, it started as a war game, and as it was being developed, it was sort of like this lore for it started to form around it just to give context to the actual game itself. When it was first established, actually, I think they really wanted it to be more of a role-playing thing. And there are modes in the game even today that represent that, like a crusade mode where you like get different abilities as you do certain things and have missions, right? But what I think one of the reasons that Warhammer is so awesome is because Games Workshop, the company that owns the IP, they've been very, very selective on who they're willing to work with and what they are willing to put out for their product. There have been a lot of animations, most of them small in scale. And when I say that, what I mean is they don't push the lore forward in any incredible, meaningful way. Most of the lore being pushed forward happens in the different editions of the game, and it happens in different novels. And what that creates is this really deep lore that's like incredibly expansive, but it moves at a very slow pace. So even myself, who's just getting into Warhammer and learning about stuff from like 4 years ago, it's still relevant to what's going on today because the overall lore has not really moved forward all that much. Okay. And it essentially is a hyper futuristic tale of humanity where humanity develops all this crazy technology. Some of it is attached to the discovery of this thing called the warp, which ends up being like something like hell. It's like this crazy realm where all human emotion gets reflected into it, and it creates these different chaos demons and things like that, okay? And one of the staple figures of the entire lore is a character known as the Emperor of Mankind, who was recently revealed to actually be Alexander the Great. He's what's known as a perpetual. He doesn't ever fully die. When he dies, he's resurrected or gets a new body, comes back in some form. So he's a perpetual that just keeps coming back. And basically, at some point, this guy figures out he needs to unify all of humankind to get them to go into the future and thrive. And he creates these awesome, ridiculous super soldier beings, which are the Space Marines, and then the Primarchs, who are like the most OP version of the Space Marines, like these godly beings that are created with powers from the warp, science, animal DNA, like all this crazy shit, right? And what the lore is really about, what I think all of Warhammer, at least Warhammer 40K, really is about, is the fact that the Emperor could see the future, and he was doing things, little things along the way to set up an inevitable future. And in the 30,000th millennia, so in Warhammer 30K, the War Master, Horus, who's one of these Primarchs, one of these incredibly powerful beings, he gets a vision of his father 10,000 years later being worshipped as a god. And at the time, in 30K, the Emperor has outlawed religion, basically. He has presented himself as a figure of reason and science and advancement. And, like, at the time, religion was holding mankind back in a lot of ways. So he presents himself as this thing. Horus sees a vision that in 10,000 years, his father will be worshipped as a god. And the Chaos Gods convince Horus to betray the Emperor, to have a civil war, and to tap into the powers of the warp. And he basically gets juiced up on demon juice and tries to destroy the Imperium. This leads to this big crazy battle. All these different people die. Horus kills my favorite Primarch, Sanguinius, which is a bunch of bullshit. And then the Emperor basically Kamehameha waves Horus into oblivion, destroying his body and his soul, but at the cost of the Emperor's own body. So then the Emperor is like basically this pile of fucking bones. And they put him on this thing called the Golden Throne, which strangely he had created in advance. And it already had this function, okay? And the Emperor is alive on this big-ass golden throne. And his spirit and his soul is in the warp fighting against chaos demons. But in order to keep him alive, the Imperium sacrifices 1,000 psychics a day. Which, by the way, if I were to ever like write something for Warhammer, that would be like the live action version. I think the very opening scene of the entire show and or movie should be these people being brought to the Golden Throne and psychically sacrificed to this, basically this fucking corpse on this giant golden throne. And they're just like, because they're not volunteering, most of them. Most of them are just grabbed up from the Imperium, and they have psychic power, and they're there, and they're just fucking brutally sacrificed for the Emperor. Okay? And the subtext of so this is basically what it is. The setting in 40K right now is like the corpse of the Emperor on the Golden Throne, massive human empire out there, and humanity's just suffering all across the board. The Emperor really isn't able to truly function as far as like ruling. So one of the other Primarchs is basically ruling in his stead. And so there are people out there that don't even think the Emperor's alive. They think he died and this is all just bullshit, right? There are people that think the Emperor is trying to get reborn. There are people that think the Emperor is now fighting in the warp to keep humanity safe. Like all this different shit is going on. And there's just constant war on all of these different planets. So that's like the TLDR. That's like the basic idea of where the lore is at right now. But yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Oh, well, what about the army that you play, Josh? Oh, I'm so glad that you asked. Thank you so much. So I play an army called Custodes, which is also Henry Cavill's favorite army. And the Custodes are very unique in a couple of different ways. So the Space Marines go through a weird process where they get all these like injections. They have this thing called the gene seed put in them, and they're manipulated. They have like 2 hearts. They get like extra parts in their brain, all these different things, okay? They're barely human. They're so augmented that they're basically not really human. Custodes are not like that. Custodes are actually just normal ass humans that are incredibly advanced due to like genetic technology and stuff like that. So they're just like these really like big dudes. They also have the best technology, the best weapons, the best of the best. They were made before the Space Marines, and they were there on Earth for the Emperor to help with the Unification Wars, but also to kill the Thunder Warriors, who are technically the first version of the Space Marines that were way too strong, and the Emperor knew he would use them and then discard them, and that's what the Custodes are. And so some of the Custodians have been alive and walked beside the Emperor before the Great Expansion, before the Dark Age of Technology. Like, they were there for the Unification Wars, and they've just been, they have like all the secrets of the Imperium. They're technically some of the only people that the Emperor still talks to, even though he's just like on the throne or whatnot. And so that's the army that I play. And you might be asking yourself, well, why don't they just make all Custodians and instead of Space Marines? And that's just because, well, they can't. And the Custodians are like, there's only 10,000 of them. They're very hard to make. They're very hard to create. So that's who they are. So basically, they're the best of the best, and everybody that plays them is awesome. And they better not be nerfed in 10th edition, and we're going to find out tomorrow, and here we go. That wasn't too bad. That didn't take too long. Yeah. No, not those kind of Custodians. They don't clean nothing. Have you seen the Astartes series? Thoughts? I've seen some of it. I mean, are you talking about the one that was like that Astartes crazy fan made film from like 4 or 5 years ago? Because that shit was awesome. Got to the gym, changed clothes, and you were still going, LMAO. Damn. Yeah. Okay, let's just get into Q&A, man. Trying to understand, but look, if you have other questions, you can ask me other questions. It's not a big deal. I'm always happy to talk about Warhammer. Okay. Had to step out. Can you recap the last 5 minutes? No, probably not, bro. Sorry. Okay, JJ Lamone, 5 gifted again. Thank you so much, man. James Burke says, will most likely be moving to London for university next year. I've lived in the countryside for a while now. Any advice for the big change? I'm excited. From country to the big city. I mean, I've made that kind of jump before, too. I don't know that I have any advice, man. I think you're going to be surprised at how adaptable humans are. But maybe just spend a couple of days just kind of driving around or walking around, kind of just getting your bearings and, figuring out your place and the things you want to do, the stores you like, et cetera, et cetera. And, that'll sort of breed in a familiarity with the place. But I think you'll be surprised at how adaptable you are and how much you're just like, okay. This is what we're doing now. I'm in. And now I'm a city living. Now you're a city slicker. Finto says, 25 months of prime. Worth every penny. Keep doing it, Josh. Much love, brother. Hope the fam is good. Take my money, Finto. I appreciate it so much, man. Thank you so much for all of that support. And we're doing good. Liam was sick last week. And Saturday was a rough day, guys. Like, he didn't really sleep Friday night. He was not really able to take naps, and he was really like sick and whiny, coughing, snotty. It was the first time he'd ever been really sick. And yeah, it was tough. But yesterday he was feeling so much better. He's doing great today. So yeah, we made it through. Oh geez. Darth says pocket one chip challenge on stream. Should that be one of the things we drive for? I mean, that's not a bad idea, but that would be so painful, bro. Like, I've seen the videos, bro. I've seen the videos. Mason says, haven't chatted in a while, and I think the last time I did, we got on a tangent and ended in you showing Kobe's feet. Well, here I am again, Nerd Avengers for life. I think it was LeBron's feet, actually, but yes. I remember that, and his feet are disgusting. Good to see it, Mason. J Mike Gaming says, wifey just went into labor with our second. Love ya. Holy crap, man. Good luck, man. Hope everything goes smooth, and we'll see the little baby Avenger soon. Nelson says, Feige is a secret Hydra agent. Oh, yeah, totally. Of course. Did you ever doubt it? I mean, come on. Amon says, finally watched D&D. So good. Why the hell did Fast X make more money than D&D? That movie was bad. I don't understand the Fast and the Furious series. I don't understand it. I don't get why it makes the money that it does. I know Grace was trying to say that like this one was the one of the least performing or whatever. So Danny, you liked it? I don't know, man. They lost me a while ago, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, you can catch me up on it? All right, bro. Fast X was a good one. Jeez, am I going to get drawn into it as well? Am I going to get drawn into the Fast series again? I already have to take Elisa through all the Mission Impossible movies before the new Mission Impossible movie comes out. Because that franchise, I'm about it. I'm about it. I'm also going to sneeze. Damn. Yeah, dude. Mission Impossible is going to be great. I stopped after Tokyo Drift. Dude, Tokyo Drift was good. MI3 was insane, bro. Oh, my God. Mission Impossible 3 might be one of the greatest action movies of all time. So good. I know. Abrams, right? Can you believe it? Michael says, James Gunn seems like he tries to act eccentric for eccentric's sake. I never knew much about him to be like, sorry, I'm too busy working on Superman. What an effing tool bag. Doesn't come off great. Yeah, it's a tough one because I really respect his work, man. I really think he's good at making movies. I respect his work. I liked Guardians 3. And it's like, I want to be really hopeful for Superman and for the DCEU. But like, I just really think, I mean, he's a provocateur. Like, that's what he is. That's how he came up. That's just like who he is. So it's hard for me to imagine him not like being himself. And that's, you know, a little fucking annoying to be real. But I'm sure people feel the same way about me, and fuck them. John says, should I get Obi-Wan or Captain America's signature at New York Comic-Con? Ooh, you can only do one? Obi-Wan or Captain America? I'd probably have to go with Obi-Wan in that. I like both, but I'd probably have to go with Obi-Wan, bro. You know? Jimmy B says, people leak for ego more often than you'd assume. Even when there's a good reason, it's often a veneer for ego. I mean, I guess, but like, I guess what I can't wrap my head around is doing it for ego, and yet, like, you sign NDAs or like you could actually get in serious trouble. Like, if you work for the company and then you leak just for ego, like, damn, bro. Like, what? Like, what's that about? My Comic Planet says, hey, Josh, what do you think about the Little Mermaid reviews? Some critics don't like it, but of course, Grace loved it. I haven't seen the reviews. I'd have to like look at them and like, here's the thing. Like, I'd have to look at them, break it down, see who was saying what and try to make sense of it. And I just frankly don't care that much. My notion on this movie is that it's going to be very successful. It's also just not a movie. Like, it's so funny. Elisa and I were talking about this last night. We were talking about like the culture war, right? And it's just like, I'm sorry, I just really don't care about it as much as some of you guys do. I understand and respect why you care about it, regardless of what side you're on. Like, I have a lot of empathy for a person that really feels like this is so important and like culture is so important. I have a lot of empathy for you. I'm just not there, right? So when it comes to Little Mermaid, bro, I don't give a shit. Like, I just don't. I'm sorry. One way or the other. Like, I was never going to see this shit. It didn't matter who they cast as what. I was never going to see that movie. I do not care about the live action remakes. Full stop. So I'm not going to act like I get my feathers ruffled about it or like it's a thing I must defend or whatever. I just don't care. So, yeah, we'll see, man. And again, if you care, that's fine. And maybe someone else will be able to help you with content about that. You know, I'm not that guy. Colby's Couch with a very generous 10 spot says, Josh, thanks for creating such a great family here. I can't express how much I appreciate you and how much you inspire me. I feel so happy watching your content. Becoming a member soon. Can't wait. And our Avengers for life. I appreciate that, man. I really do. I think we've got a pretty good group here. We don't always agree on stuff. But that's also okay. Yeah, I know. Eric Meyer says, Amit, the Crocodile God and Moon Knight, Justice Philosophy Parallels Project Insight in the Winter Soldier. Kill before the crime is committed. Ooh, that's a good point. I wonder if they'll ever explore that parallel. I like that. Renee says, hear me out. Whiteboard and various colored markers, a couple of pots of coffee, and blinkers or gummies, and 8 hours of Warhammer stream. Oh, I've thought about it, bro. Like, literally, I was sitting there today, and I said, I don't know. There's not a lot of news. I might just talk about Warhammer all day. And I was going to start, like, getting my notes. Like, okay, let's start here, you know? And now let's talk about this. And now let's talk about that. But I decided not to. Maybe someday. Filmic says, James Gunn has the rare opportunity to create a live-action Batman Scooby-Doo crossover. You don't say that, bro. Just don't. My Comic Planet says, Josh, have you seen the Star Wars on Trial from Chris Gore? Would love to see you show up as one of the prosecution. Any chance you would appear? You know, it's funny. Chris Gore actually emailed me about that, and I want to get back to him just because, like, he seems like a really genuine, cool dude. And, you know, he just was very kind in the email, so I want to get back to him. But, I mean, probably not. It's just like with the W Pro guys, it's just like X-Wing. Like, a lot of people are like, hey, will you show up on this channel, etc., etc. I wouldn't mind. It's not that I wouldn't do it. It's like I have to just try to like protect myself because my nature is like, yeah. And then I'm sitting there and I have no time. And you know what I don't want to do is end up like John Campea. You know, no offense to Campea, but like he is clearly not loving the work. I think that's obvious. And I think that's a part of what's going on, really. Is like he's not loving the work. And it's creating a very toxic relationship that he has with his work. I don't want that. So, unfortunately, I have to say no to a lot more things than I used to. And it will probably be a no for this. But the thought and the consideration is humbling, and I appreciate it, but no, probably not. Probably not. Fernie says, lost my voice at the Renaissance Fair. Live jousting is wild. Felt like D&D and how immersed everyone was. 100% recommend for all nerds. Dude, yeah, that's something we really want to do. That is definitely something that Elise and I want to do. So yeah, maybe someday. And I'm glad that you had a good time with it, though. That seems crazy. Detoxing for Life says, congrats, bro, on your 200,000+ views on the last 2 Mandalorian vids. Keep it up. You're awesome. Thoughts? Yeah, well, we had some bangers, on Mando and stuff. I think this is where I am at with YouTube right now. And I feel pretty good about it, but like, it's a weird game. But the way I'm thinking of it right now, like, for instance, I'm not going to force out a video today. There's nothing going on. There's like nothing going on. So I'm not going to force out a video. I'm not going to try to be like, okay, what video could I do? Now, sometimes I will do that, but all of the videos that I've done well recently, it's like this. Something like happens or there's news that is really important. A lot of people are going to care about that. I know that. So then I make a video and I make it as good as I possibly can using all the skills that we've been working on. Fernie and I have been working a lot on the editing over the last year. And so I'm like, okay, really important topic, really good video, really good thumbnail that has a really good curiosity gap. And then bam, the video is going to take off. Like, I don't really have to overthink it. I feel like I'm at a spot where as long as the news is big enough, we're going to have a big video about it. But I'm also like not going to try to make a bunch of videos that I know are not, like, they're just not going to be that interesting. They're not going to blow up that same way. So why would I like try to kill myself to like make that video work? Do you know what I'm saying? So my thoughts on it are that, dude, there's a lot of huge stories and really big videos that we will make throughout this year, but they're probably not going to happen today or tomorrow. Like, do you feel me? So I feel good about the channel. I feel good about our ability to make really good, engaging videos and to get a ton of views, but I'm also not going to stress about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to work on the comic today. But thanks for the love. Lord Vito says, don't let making a living prevent you from making a life. John Wooden. Yeah, totally, man. I think that's a great quote. 100%. Michael says, if you could kick it with any dude celebrity, who would it be? Mine would be Cavill or Favreau at the moment. Beers and blinkers. I got a weird one. Probably like Joe Manganiello or Henry Cavill. Because like, I love D&D as well. So like, if I could literally just sit down with Joe Manganiello and like just nerd out about D&D, he could show me all his dope D&D shit and maybe even like play Dungeons and Dragons with Joe Manganiello. That would be amazing. Same thing with Henry Cavill. Like, dude, if I could talk to Henry Cavill about, like, okay, let me just give you an example. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. when the Custodes shit drops, if I had the ability to like get in a Discord call with Cavill and just geek out about it, get his thoughts and talk about it, oh my God, are you kidding me? That'd be amazing. That would be incredible. You know what I mean? So that's like what it is for me. Lizzo for you? Oh yeah, totally. Teyana Paris, Miss Rambooty. She'd be nice to hang out with for sure. Hey, Danny says, I'm going to see Flash tonight, and I hope it does not suck. Remember, I'm 100% accurate with my movie leaks before anyone. Yes, I know. And I know that because Warner Brothers is coming after you. Dude, that's awesome. Danny, after you see it, I wouldn't mind you hitting me up. Let me know what you think, bro. Hit me up. Let me know what you think, bro. Yeah, I'm excited for that movie. I'm also like, oh, How many weeks do we have until it officially comes out? How many weeks do we have till it officially comes out? Because I was thinking about making shirts for the movie that literally say, Ezra still sucks, though. 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Ezra still sucks, though. I'm going to check that out. I wonder if people would be able to get their shirts before then. Because I'm talking like, I would wear that shit to the theater. I will wear that shit on the next stream. I'll try. I'll look into that today. If I can set it up, I'll come up with some cool designs for it. Ezra still sucks, though. But Michael Keaton does not. Oh, dude, that's perfect. That's perfect. Reviews on Indy 5 aren't good. No, they're pretty bad. They're pretty brutal. I mean, I don't know if I would say they're bad. I mean, obviously, the ones that are giving it a very bad score are bad. But there's also people praising it and whatnot. I mean, dude, Kathleen Kennedy is just 20 years behind the times. Like, she is just 20 years behind the times. Holy shit, dude. How? How? We'll talk more about that on Nerd Theory later. Yeah. Is there consistent merch on the store? Or are they limited drops in time to time? It's a lot of limited drops. Yeah, it's limited drops. And we don't really do the Nerdcoin store anymore. We do like actual giveaways using the Nerdcoin on stream. Because otherwise Kendall would just have everything. Because for whatever reason, he was so good at like getting to the store before everybody else. And so we'd drop stuff and he would just buy it all. Michael says, you're probably the best to ask. Why does Cavill have the warp that he's hard, the rep that he's hard to work with? I think it's because what's the movies to be lore accurate? Yeah, absolutely. So there's a good video out there with him talking about how he's the most annoying person on set because he usually gets involved. Here's the problem. He usually gets involved in a project because he has an actual attachment to the property, whatever it is, the book, the movie, the video game, etc. So he doesn't just come in as like an actor. He comes in as a fan usually. And so he'll be there and he'll be like, yeah, I don't think this is the way it should go. He should do this. And then have you considered this, etc., etc. And the people are like, bro, shut your mouth. And he's like, no, I don't really want to shut my mouth. I want to blah, 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 blah. And I think that's what it is. I also think he makes, I mean, look, all actors try to extend and extrapolate out their value. I mean, look at what happened with Pedro Pascal, right? He definitely wanted to be seen a lot more in Mandalorian. Seems like that kind of backfired for him, but now he's just taking on a bunch of work outside of it. But I mean, that's the same thing with Henry Cavill, right? Like, he wants to be known as the big movie star actor. And so he's difficult in that sense as well. So, yeah. Caleb says, finally made it back for a live stream. Also, plumbing does pay really good. Much love. Keep up the content. Nerd Adventures for life. Dude, yeah, I told you, man. Plumbing is a great profession to be in. A lot of job security. And you make the monies. You definitely make the monies, bro. So, good for you, man. Congratulations. Hope you're having fun. Hope you're having fun. So guys, like, I'm probably gonna get out of here soon. There's really not much going on. Is there any other crazy things out there that I'm missing? Anything I should be looking at before we go? It's just, there's not much going on. We'll be live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Make sure you come on by for that. We're going to talk a lot about the drive, the membership drive, and what we need to do for that. We'll be back at it Wednesday morning. We'll be back at it Friday. And we should have a Nerd Theory tonight as well. How the gym gains. So, you know what's funny is, like, I'll be honest with you. There was a couple. When I was traveling, man, in the week before travel, I got like a little bit sick. I lost some gains. And I actually tried to diet a little bit during that time to drop some body fat percentage. But now I'm feeling a lot better. I just went into a new routine where I'm literally doing sets of 20. So I tried going to like sets of 12 to 15 and it just wasn't a work. It didn't work for me. So I've been doing sets of 20 and like, dude, my workout yesterday was brutal. Like dude, after 3 sets, the rep from 15 to 20, I felt like I was dying. But that's, you need to tear that muscle apart. So keep talking Warhammer. Maybe someday we'll do a full-on Warhammer stream and I'll bring in other videos for us to react to. I will have visual aids. I'll show you my armies. Yeah. Michael says, go play with your Happy Meal toys. I will, but not because you told me to. Okay. You don't lose gains, just wait. Muscle got memory. No, yeah. Once you've been working out your muscle memory, like I will plump up real fast. Like, you know what I mean? So that is the benefit of it. As long as you stay relatively consistent, you can lose a little bit of volume and it'll come right back. So, all right, everybody. Much love to y'all. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully some news comes out. It's the summertime. It's a little slow, but it is what it is. Much love. What are you weighing right now? I probably still weigh like 235. A little heavier than I want to be. But I was up to like 240, so like lost a little bit. All right, everybody. Much love. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Ah, yes. Another happy landing. Another show in the books. My brain literally almost short-circuited during that one. Oh, shit. I hope you guys are doing well. Much love to you all. Can't wait till New York City. And remember, open up your third eye and wash out your stinky. But it's good for you. It's good for the environment. I'll see you on the next one.